This is it, folks. This is it. It's time to prepare. And we need to be preparing diligently. We need to be preparing intelligently. We need to be preparing with a strong focus on what is likely to occur, what is happening, what is coming down the pipeline, what we're being told, and the information that is being provided to us and shared to us. Now, folks, recently we've just seen that there's some forces going on. There are some forces at work in the market that are propelling people to possibly behave and exhibit less than ideal behavior with irresponsible financial decisions, ultimately affecting their savings, their credit card balances, their debt levels, their debt ratios, driven by the media, driven by the Federal Reserve, driven by, political figures and legislation and manipulations of the minds and wallets of people, while we are also in the middle of a CBDC test pilot program with 12 too big to fail banks testing out this CBDC future, folks. And holy crap. I didn't realize that this thing was so high. You guys couldn't even see me. What's going on? How y'all doing today? So, Black Friday sale reports are coming in. And in my opinion, these Black Friday sales reports are a little bit misleading. They were even talking about this early before Black Friday, like during like Thanksgiving, days before Thanksgiving, on Thanksgiving, which on Thanksgiving was actually the day that I brought you guys a video of information that I had just received at that time of folks. I think it was around 2,800 people that lost their job. They got laid off right before Thanksgiving. Meanwhile, other reports are saying that there's big spending going on Black Friday sales, small business Saturday sales, Cyber Monday sales. All the while, Google's laying off thousands, Amazon's laying off thousands, Walmart's laying off thousands. And then the Fed comes in. The Fed comes in and says, Jerome Powell, Federal Reserve Chair, says that they're possibly considering pulling back on the interest rate hikes moving forward, despite the less than ideal reduction pullback of inflation. Now, we're going to take this. We got to break this down into simplest form and understand what's really going on, what they're trying to tell us, what's really happening, and more importantly, what we should be doing. Now, these are the warning signs. We should be preparing. We should have already been preparing, and perhaps maybe even to the point of feeling as though we are prepared for what is coming. But the warning signs are out there. Black Friday sales reports, folks are spending more, better than expected is what I'm hearing often. I'm hearing this better than expected. Consumers are spending more this Black Friday than they have ever spent before. Somebody told me, they said a discount. It's not a discount if the product was already overpriced. If the product was already overpriced, it's not a discount. So when you hear that folks have been spending more money this year than ever before, what does that mean? Well, you ask me, it means that the prices are higher. It doesn't mean, now we've had this discussion before about price versus value. The prices go up, but the value stays the same, or the value is diminished and reduced. There is a point of which you will reach a point of diminishing return. And I think, in my opinion, we have crossed that. And then you have folks out there like Jerome Powell making these statements. Why is he making these statements? Why? Because he's trying to get folks to go out there and spend all that money. He's trying to get them to spend that money. They're jacking up interest rates. They're charging people more on their credit cards and to borrow money. But they also need to get that money out. All that money they pumped in, all that money they were pumping in when that money printer was going, they got to get it back out. They got to get people back out spending. They want to use the interest rates to try to control and manipulate inflation, but they also want to force the consumer out so that businesses don't collapse and fail, but perhaps maybe see prices come down, which not going to happen. Folks out here like Elon Musk are urging Congress, the president, the Federal Reserve, quit. This is going to be detrimental to the U.S. economy, the American people, the workforce, household economies, household balance sheets, budgets, savings, credit card balance limits. I'm not falling for it. Are you? I'm not falling for it. Ain't gonna get me. Not gonna happen. Now, I will say that this would be a great time to invest for sure. It's almost never a bad time to invest. You think about it. It's never a bad time to invest. There's always an opportunity to pick up some solid investments, whether it be in the stock market, which is extremely volatile right now, or in the cryptocurrency market, which is probably going to see some changes in the near future. The real estate market, the automotive industry, which some people may say you can't invest in cars and trucks. Yeah, you can. Boats, recreation, travel, vacation. There's so many different ways of investing. The more non-traditional the investment method, perhaps maybe the greater return and the limited and reduced competition, which allows those who are invested a greater opportunity to make some good money. Plain and simple. Speaking of which, I actually have a very uncommon investment strategy that I'm executing on right now that is paying dividends. And honestly, I got to say this, there's probably only just a few people who are doing, a few companies that are doing it, but none are doing it in the same way that I'm doing. And that's the thing, investing, we don't have to reinvent the wheel. Investing, we know what that means in its basic form. We don't have to reinvent the wheel of investing. However, what we can do is, and we see this all the time, you guys may see this, if you ever watch Shark Tank, you'll see somebody come in with a product and you're like, man, how can you improve on a disposable plastic fork? How can you improve on disposable cutlery and plates and bowls and stuff like that, cups for like a barbecue? And you watch Shark Tank and you'll see this guy, he put this little notch on the fork or the spoon or whatever, and it was designed to keep the fork or the spoon elevated off of a flat surface so that it wouldn't touch the table in like a restaurant or something. But I think he then incorporated it in a way that it could be attached to the plate. So if you were at like a party or a barbecue or a cookout or something, you had a place to attach it. I think he even was able to slide a Solo cup underneath the plate and lock it all in as one. He didn't reinvent the wheel. He didn't reinvent the cup and the plate and the fork and the spoon. He just made a minor tweak to it that allowed him the ability to revolutionize, bring evolution to this product that then made it more valuable. It allowed him to reap the rewards and the returns on this investment without having to build something from the ground up. You see what I'm saying? So one of the unique investment strategies that I'm in takes a simple, basic form of investing and doing business, and just adds a little tweak that revolutionizes it and allows me a great opportunity to benefit from it, while also, as I was explaining this to a colleague of mine yesterday, it also creates a great opportunity for the other businesses involved in this investment, whereas literally everyone involved is going to have an upside. Now, this is not me taking investment funds and using them to pay future investors. I'm investing my own money, my own capital, my own retained earnings. I'm investing myself. I'm not asking anyone else to invest. I'm investing it myself. But by doing so, it puts the recipients, the other businesses, in a position to take a business that they once had or that they dreamed of having. And not only do I invest in them, I show them how to create a business so that they can be a part of it. And they'll take a business that they once had or they dreamed of having, and then it never produced any revenue, and most importantly, it never produced any profit. It never produced any net income, because just having a business or saying you have a business is cool, but if your business doesn't actually make money, then you got a little hobby, that's all you got, really. So the key is, and I actually told this to a friend of mine, or at least I thought he was a friend of mine, and I was trying to show him how to get his YouTube channel going, and he was nearing monetization. And I said, you're about 3-4 days away from monetization, so make sure your business is set up and you're ready to set that up with Google AdSense to receive this money. I said, dude, you are literally about to have your first business. And I know you've had businesses before, but this is your first real business because this is the first one that actually produces revenue and profit. There was literally no cost associated with operating this business, being a YouTube channel. And the key is, if you want to have a business, that business needs to make money or generate revenue, and really and truly needs to make a profit. And so the beauty of this is that I invest my own capital. So I take the biggest risk in other companies and other businesses, immediately putting them into the green, and their business is starting to make money. Showing folks how it's possible, how they are capable of producing revenues, bringing in additional income streams, some of them even being passive income streams. There's a big company out there, you guys may have seen it. I did a video on them called Spotter. And it's literally taking their method and tweaking it just a little bit. Just a little bit. Now, this is completely unrelated, but I got these boxes here I want you guys to check out from Extra. And for the folks out there who are like-minded like me and are, focused on protecting what they have, protecting their assets, and most importantly, making sure you have a backup plan and you have cash. Cash is king, folks. Cash is always going to be valuable. Now, cash may change form, but at the end of the day, it hasn't happened yet, and it's going to be quite a while until it does 100%, if it ever does. And even then, this is going to be a viable security feature, which I'll have to unveil to you guys here in an upcoming future video. I'll let you guys know about that. But that's what we're preparing for, because I'm looking at it like, look, if the Fed is pumping out this information and they're getting folks to start spending again, if interest rates are going to be higher, I want to further put the pedal down to accelerate my cash flowing, my cash flow coming in, my revenues, my income, my net income, my profits, because we're seeing the shift and the change in the economy, and stores, retailers, reports are coming in. Black Friday sales were higher than expected. Take it for what it's worth, but at the end of the day, people out there spending money. Gas prices are theoretically coming down. We may be able to start pumping up the reserve volume in our strategic petroleum reserves. We may be on a rebound. Folks say we are in a recession because we were. But even then, we won't know it for a fact. Technically we know for a fact, but they're not going to come out and say we were in a recession until we're out of the recession. Much like they're not going to say we're in the recovery and the rebound until after it's happened. So I'm seeing these signs, these indicators that's going on, and got me excited. Got me a little bit excited. I ain't going to lie. I'm not going to lie. But at the same time, I hope that folks out there who are not being persuaded, or not being manipulated, or not being tricked by what's being said are not going to fall victim to only being consumers instead of being investors, instead of building wealth, instead of building income and revenue streams, instead of building businesses. Taking what you thought couldn't be and making it a reality. I'm not going to lie. I'm having a great time messaging and communicating with the folks in the network. You know who you are. You guys know who you are. If you're in the network, comment down below, because we are having some great conversations to understand what these folks' business goals are, what their financial goals are. And the sooner we can figure out exactly what that is, the sooner we can get to making that happen. If that makes sense. I actually have one already who's actually taking advantage of the opportunities. And I want to bring you an update from her. And she's in Africa. She's actually in Africa. And we won't be able to talk today because, ironically, she gave me some shocking news last night about what's going on in her village. And so we won't be able to talk today. But I do have an update I want to bring you guys from her as far as being a woman small business owner and how much money they make as women small business owners in Africa, in where she lives in that area, as well as some other things that folks should possibly be considering in their everyday preparation. Take it as a little bit of a warning sign. Ironically, what it is and what has happened, they received a warning yesterday, which is why she told me last night, she says, we're probably not going to be able to speak tomorrow because of what's coming, what's happening. But to them, to her, I believe this is a normal occurrence. So it's not like it would be for us. If we got that news here, we would probably panic, which we actually have. We actually received similar news to what is going on over there. This summer, we received that this summer, or leading into the summer. We knew what we were up against, but for us, it's so uncommon, somewhat uncommon, that when it happens, folks panic. We're spoiled here. We're spoiled, rotten, and we're entitled for the most part. And, it's really eye opening to see, but it's also very encouraging to see somebody who literally lives in, what is considered a third world country, who's putting forth just the minimum amount of effort. I'm not saying it's minimum on her part, but it doesn't take much to literally reach out and identify an opportunity such as the network and take advantage of what it is and what it can be to take you from here to here, to improve your situation, and not just throw your hands up and just, say that this is it. There's nothing I can do. Perhaps maybe their benefit there is a gift and a curse. They do have internet access, which is how she was able to actually find me and contact me through YouTube, watching this channel and the videos. But, they're probably not pumped full of the mainstream media BS that we get on a regular basis, which helps them maintain clarity and stay more focused on what matters most, which is family and food and shelter primarily. And, it's a unique and interesting situation there. But, I feel very happy and fortunate to be able to have the ability to help in more ways than one, by investing, which, like I said, it's a slightly unique and unorthodox method of investing, but I don't need to reinvent the wheel. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. You see what I'm saying? But if I can position myself to be in a unique situation to receive the gains from this minor change in investing, then why not? I mean, we're going to see it. We're going to see it in some future changes coming along that the Fed is already hinting at. The Fed is hinting at, these businesses are hinting at, the housing market is hinting at it, the banks are hinting at it, the president of the United States is hinting at it. And we're going to see these changes, but it's going to matter for everybody, but it's only going to matter like two different ways. It's going to matter for the folks that identify and understand it and are going to use it to grow. And it's going to matter for the other category, the other side of that are just going to be victims of it and ultimately be controlled and be wrapped up in the mess and continue to be consumers and continue to be beat down and broke and living paycheck to paycheck on the verge of being wiped out in a new accelerated format that could have been avoided. Anybody watching this video who's a member of the network and is hesitant and or reluctant to take action, well, I encourage you, the sooner the better, folks. The sooner the better. The sooner the better, is all I can say, because there's great opportunity out there. It's probably a rare opportunity because usually it's one-sided, and the offerer of the opportunity typically is really only in it for themselves. And I don't think that that's necessarily the case here. So, I can understand the hesitant and the reluctancy, but I can guarantee you that if you do the few steps, you take the few steps needed, you actually have somebody here working with you and for you, trying to see you succeed, because the return on my investment is obviously financial and monetary. However, that's kind of like, I don't know, it takes a back seat to literally building a legacy and having the ability and having the network and having the folks out there to say, you know what, he was right. He helped me a lot. And I was able to grow and improve and secure my family's financial future and stability. That to me is worth more than the money. But regardless, I'm going to continuously invest because the Fed is making some strong signals. The news, you got to read between the lines. What we've seen from Black Friday, I'm going to keep an eye on how we roll through Christmas. But like I told you guys before, I'm actually looking forward to 2023 because I think it's going to be opening up a door for a huge opportunity for those who are actually paying attention and aren't blinded and aren't jaded and aren't just, you know, always negative and out there just hating on people trying to do their own thing and help other people in the process. So 2023 could be a great year. 2023 could be a bad year, depending on who you are and how you want to approach it. But I think that perhaps maybe we could see ourselves moving towards that rebound recovery a whole lot sooner than expected. But I don't think it's gonna take the same shape and the same form as in the past. But now is the time to really, put the pedal to the metal and stay focused. Prices are going to go up. Utility costs are going to go up. They're going to fluctuate. Utility costs are going to go up. There will be higher interest rates for sure. Those keep climbing. It's going to have an impact on the housing market pricing. It's going to have an impact on automobile pricing. It's going to have an impact on food, water, groceries, the stockpile, the prep, all the essentials and necessities that you're trying to stock up on. But at the same time, insider intel, boots on the ground from my position. Let me show you guys. From my position, well, I can't show it to you right now because my computer is actually plugged in and it's uploading this video. But my position and the inbound correspondence and emails that I'm receiving from these businesses and these companies out there is we are in recovery mode, basically. We're in recovery mode, basically. The CPMs that I'm seeing on my end, the RPMs that I'm seeing on my end, we're in recovery mode. The conversations that I'm having with these companies and these businesses and the plans that they're making and the investments that they're making, it's got me super confident. Super confident. So I just wanted to share that with you guys and, let you know that I am here and available and out there if you guys want to reach out. Links in the description, links in the pinned comment, and I will be back with another update really soon. You guys, pay attention to the warning signs, prepare, pay off debt, save some money, invest, be ready to invest, have the platforms ready, have your business ready. Remember, folks, I'm gonna tell you right now, a key for 2023 is being able to invoice. If you want to increase your income, if you want to produce these multiple secondary passive income streams or whatever it may be, diverse income streams, have the ability to invoice. A business can't make money without producing an invoice. I'm just going to leave it at that. You guys take care. Be safe. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.